I'm usually very bad at keeping a TBR. Hello, welcome. My name is Tash and this is my July book haul. Most of the books I have in this pile have been recommended to me from friends, neighbours, co-workers. And because I've had them on the list for so long and I've started to feel bad, I've decided to make this month sort of the month of getting to the books that everyone has assigned to me, per se. So I'm just gonna skip the chit chat and get right onto it. The first book I want to talk about is Joe Abercrombie's The Blade Itself. This is my brother's all-time favorite book at the moment. I'm currently reading this one. I still don't know a whole lot about the plot, if I'm going to be honest with you. It follows Giselle, it follows Glockta, and it follows Logan. So far, Logan's my favorite character. It's very gruesome, it's very gorish, but I can't tell you much more about it. So I'll leave you at that. The next book I have already read, and that's Rainey and Delilah's Midnight Matinee. It was a really good book. It's about two quirky girls who have spent 2 years running a vampire TV show that airs between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. at night. It's quirky, it's funny, and it touches some really important issues. I really had a good time. I mostly picked this one up because it has the road trip aspect. I just love books. I adore books that have the road trip. So I've already finished this one for this month. And I absolutely 110% recommend this to anyone that wants a funny read and one that's going to like touch your heart a bit. I'm definitely going to have to check out Jeff Zentner's other works. The next book that was recommended to me was Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. This was recommended to me from a co-worker. It is her all-time favorite book. She told me that if I read it and hate it, I'm not allowed to tell her that. I have high hopes going into this one. All I know about Eleanor Oliphant is that she lives a pretty bland life with a constant routine. Like, she never strays out of the routine that she's grown into. I don't know, everyone seems to love it. I think it's going to be sad, I think it's going to be funny, I think I'm actually really going to enjoy it. So I might move on to this one after The Blade Itself. I might not, I don't know yet. So the fourth book is Philippa Gregory's The Lady of the Rivers. I don't know anything about this book. I know it's a lot of historical fiction. I know it's set in the 1400s, and that is all I know. I also know that it's pretty accurate with its representation because my neighbour is a big fan of this one. She's the one that recommended me this one here. I've been collecting some of Philippa Gregory's other books while I've been going to book fests, which are pretty common in Australia. That is like cheap little markets that you can go to and you can get books from between, I think it's like between 50 cents to like $10 or something. So really cheap. And I've been collecting them as I've been going just so I could read them later on, because I get into moods where I want to read historical fiction. So this is the fourth book. I don't know anything about it, unfortunately. I can update you when I've read it. I want to leave my TBR pretty empty for the time being, as I have a week off later in the month and I don't really know what I feel like reading after I read the necessary books. So I have one final book, which is Dry by Neil and Jared Schusterman. It's the current book club book for my work, and I know this is a dystopian. I know this is about the water running out, but beyond that, I'm not really 100% sure what this one's about either. And again, I don't like learning about what books are about until I've read them, because I like the surprise of going into a book and learning what it's about along the journey. These are my 5 books that I want to read this month. Let me know what you want to read down below. I would love to know any recommendations that you have, or if you've read any of these books and want to offer me any advice when reading them, please, I am all ears. Until next time, I'll see you all later.